Tesla car next year will probably be 90% capable of autopilot. Like, so 90% of your miles could be on auto. You know, for sure highway travel.
So we're probably only a month away from having autonomous driving, at least for highways and for relatively simple roads. I mean, my guess for when we will have full autonomy is about 3 years.
3 years?
Approximately 3 years.
If you think about fully autonomous vehicles, which have passed through regulatory approvals, have passed through in-city driving and traffic conditions, how far do you think from a time frame perspective we are for that becoming reality?
Particularly highways that are that have barriers so that you don't have pedestrians. That's also relatively easy, and like a Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now.
Yeah. My point is, when does it get to be where you don't need to be sitting behind a vehicle? I can have my 75-year-old mother who doesn't speak any English or doesn't drive be able to be transported from point A to point B by just sitting in a car by herself and being taken.
I think we're basically less than 2 years away from complete autonomy. I think we're still on track for being able to go cross-country from LA to New York by the end of the year, fully autonomous.
Okay, so a car, by the end of the year, you're saying someone's going to sit in a Tesla without touching the steering wheel, tap in New York, off it goes, won't have to ever touch the wheel by the end of 2017?
Yeah, essentially November or December of this year, we should be able to go from, all the way from a parking lot in California to a parking lot in New York, no controls touched at any point during the entire journey.
We'll see this also with self-driving. I think probably by end of next year, self-driving will encompass essentially all modes of driving and be at least 100 to 200% safer than a person by the end of next year. We're talking maybe 18 months from now.
3 steps to self-driving. There's being feature complete. Then there's being feature complete to the degree that where we think that the person in the car does not need to pay attention. And then there's being at a reliability level where we've also convinced regulators that is true.
So the fact that a human some percent of the population may exhibit a vigilance decrement will not affect the overall statistics numbers of safety.
No, in fact, I think it will become very, very quickly, maybe even towards the end of this year, but I'd be shocked if it's not next year at the latest, that having a human intervene will decrease safety. So there's 3 levels. We expect to be feature complete in self-driving this year, and we expect to be confident enough from our standpoint to say that we think people do not need to touch the wheel, look out of the window, sometime probably around, second quarter of next year. And then we start to expect to get regulatory approval, at least in some jurisdictions, for that towards the end of next year. We're going to do the robotaxi thing too. Only criticism, and it's a fair one, and sometimes I'm not on time, but I get it done. The fundamental message that consumers should be taking today is that it's financially insane to buy anything other than a Tesla.
We're extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
And we are discussing level 5 autonomy, so really full autonomy.
Based on your current understanding, how hard do you think this full self-driving problem, when do you think Tesla will solve level 4 FSD?
I mean, it's looking quite likely that it will be next year.
How hard is it as a problem to solve? Because you've made predictions in the past about autonomy. Some of those haven't come to fruition at the same time. Has your understanding of the problem of autonomy changed over the last few years?
Yes. I would say that self-driving is one of those things where you think you're getting there, but then you end up asymptoting. Your progress is initially linear and then looks logarithmic and sort of tapers off. Now, at this point, I think we are no longer trapped in a local maximum, and it appears, my best guess is that we will get there this year.
I think Tesla will have sort of a ChatGPT moment. Maybe if not this year, I'd say no later than next year.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry. You're going to have a
sort of ChatGPT moment.
Oh, you will. In terms of suddenly it will.
Yeah, suddenly 3 million cars will be able to drive themselves with no one.
We'll move from supervised full self-driving to unsupervised full self-driving, where the car, you could fall asleep and wake up at your destination. You can think of it like individualized mass transit. We do expect actually to start fully autonomous, unsupervised FSD in Texas and California next year. That's with the Model 3 and Model Y. We expect to be in production with the Cybercab in probably, well, I tend to be a little optimistic with timeframes, but in 2026. Before 2027, let me put it that way.